Welcome back all my aspiring pattern makers and my future fashion designers. This video is different from the ones I've been making previously because I'm not going to show you how to make a pattern or how to construct a garment. In this video, I'm going to show you how to reupholster a chair or a couch that you may have and you don't want to throw it out because it may be sentimental to you and you just like the design of it and just simply want to redo it if it is getting tacky or if the fabric is wearing out. To get started, you will need a couple of items such as a heavy-duty stapler. You will also need a tape measure, a ruler, pins, tailor's chalk, and a curved upholstery needle. First, you will take the measurements of the sections that you will be working with and you will calculate the amount of fabric and sponge and the batting that you will need to reupholster this couch. This couch is different because it is not simply just a couch. It also carries a bed that is folded underneath the cushions, and so we call it a sofa bed. This is not the first time I am reupholstering this sofa bed. I did it previously before a couple of years ago and the fabric was wearing out and looking all tattered and everything. So I decided to get rid of that fabric and also just simply show the original fabric, which is light pink color that you're looking at. If you look at the seat cushion, you will notice that it is of a different color from the couch because that is when I first reupholstered this sofa bed. And so I'm doing this for the second time and I'm choosing to use this nice reddish looking color and I like it. So let's get into all the techniques that I am going to use to reupholster this sofa bed. You are going to use the draping technique and you can also use the chalk with a ruler to mark out the measurement, whether it is a square or a rectangle or whatever it is for each section that you're working with. You will use the heavy duty stapler to staple the fabric onto the couch. I started with the bottom front of the couch, and if you notice here, that is a rectangular piece, and so I use the stapler to secure this onto the couch. Now from there, I decided to move to the side or the arm, if you want to call it that way, the arm of the couch, and that's where I have to use some draping technique because I have to create tucks right at the front of that arm piece. When you have secured the tucks, then you can pin them because you will need to sew those tucks together and attach it to the next section to give it that smooth finish. There are certain parts that is going to be joined, and so some parts you can take it off and take to the sewing machine and sew that part. Other parts that you are not going to be able to sew using the sewing machine, you're simply going to use the curved upholstery needle to secure those stitches and join those pieces together. You can also top stitch where necessary so that the fabric is laying flat if it is an area where you cannot iron that fabric. So you can use this top stitching method and that would take care of that thickness. The next thing I worked on was the body of the couch, part where your back would be resting on, not the part that is going towards the wall if you desire to place your couch against a wall. So after I have shaped that out, then what I did next is that I work on the other side that is underneath the arm piece and then joining those, then I'll move to the back of the couch. So you'll notice on this couch that I included a pocket on one of the sides towards the front, and that is to hold the remote control for the television. And the reason I did this is because I like to be unique and different. At times, the remote control for the telly can't be found, and so I decided to just add that pocket where you can simply drop the remote for the telly in there and it will be at your beckoning call whenever you need it. So that's a unique piece that I added onto this couch, which was never on the original couch. Now, after you have pinned certain areas, the next thing is that you are going to need to use the curved upholstery needle and sew those areas in place, or sew those pieces together, I should say. Then the last piece that you would sew is simply the back of the couch. You can either sew that together using the curved upholstery needle, or you can apply the Velcro, whether you're going to sew the Velcro on there or you're going to peel and press that Velcro, and that can close up the couch at the back. In terms of the end of the fabric that is going towards the floor, you pull a little bit on the fabric there, and then you will use the heavy duty stapler and staple around all of the edge on the underneath of the couch where it is not going to be seen to the naked eye. Next thing that you need to create is the seat cushions. So you have three choices. You can either do the traditional three seat cushions, because this is a large couch, or you can use two pieces for your seat cushion, or you can be like me who likes to be different, and so I opted to simply use one long piece for the seat cushion. Now what you'll have to do, you have to take the measurement for the seat cushion. If you're working with three, you take the measurements of those. You create a bag, or what I would call the seat cushion cover, and you have to use a zipper to enclose that. Do not use a button or buttonhole closure to secure the opening of the seat cushion. Once you have created a bag, definitely you will either need to mitre the corners, or you can cut it out in a certain way where it's either going to be squares that you're cutting out or rectangles at the corners, so to create that turn-on effect, because the cushion actually is going to be 4 inches thick, or sometimes it could be 5 or 6 inches thick. So you have to compensate for that thickness right there. The next thing that you're going to do, you are going to cut the batting to cover the sponge that you are going to tuck inside of the seat cushion cover. And make sure that you're not overlapping the batting. It is simply kissing together when you are putting it around the sponge. So in conclusion, now that you know how to reupholster a sofa bed, I hope that you have learned a lot in this video, and you will not simply sit there and just watch the video. If you have a couch or a sofa bed or a chair that needs some reupholstering, you can go ahead and try it. Why not? It is something that is going to need a lot of patience and time, but if you have the patience and the time, give it a shot. You will feel good when you have finished reupholstering your chair or your sofa bed or your couch, and you will say, voila, job well done, because you have a brand new spanky looking couch that can carry on for another maybe 5 years or so. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you like what you see, hit that like button. Don't keep this video to yourself. Share it with others around the world so they too can learn how to reupholster a chair just like this one. Thanks for watching, and see you soon on the next video to come. Bye now.